Good morning. Good morning. You're welcome to our today's lecture. We are still on the course Basic Dispensing 2152. We are still on the topic Suppositories and Pessaries, part 9. So this is our ninth contact on this topic. Let me repeat myself. You have no reason to score below 70 in this course. You have no reason, because from the beginning of the course, I've done everything possible. I even record the lectures and upload for you. If you know, you know. You have no reason to fail this course. Am I communicating? You have no reason at all. Even if something happened and you were not in the class, you still have no reason to fail what? The course. Am I communicating? Yes. Because if you go down and listen to a pre-recorded lecture, you will have a better what? Insight than someone that is even sitting down there doing the lectures. Am I communicating? So you have no reason to fail. And that's the more reason why, even if you have 49, I don't add any mark, you fail my course. That's why I beat my chest before God and man, because I know I do everything possible to ensure that my students do well in my what? Course. Go and ask them. Go and ask older students, they will tell you. If you fail any of my courses, you did that to yourself. So you have no reason at all whatsoever. I'm talking like it because we are about to end this course. Today may be our last lecture on the course. Next time you will see me will just to do revision with you and our presentations. I told you about our presentations. So we'll keep doing our presentation till your exam starts. At the end of it, today I'll publish your names and the topics you are going to present. All the quizzes you've been doing will be compressed. Then your presentation will also have its own mark. So you take it seriously. It's going to be a standard presentation. I'm going to judge you like as if you are doing a project defense presentation. So get prepared for it, not anyhow. Am I communicating? Good. So that will also serve as what is it called? Serve as revision for us. And if you miss any of the presentation, you must sit down here and listen to the people presenting. If you like, don't come. As you miss, each one you miss, you are losing mark in your own presentation. If you miss and there's no score again for you, I will take that score from your quiz and your exam. I'm serious about it because this is going to be our what? We're going to go back to everything we've done in this course. So I'm going to share the course outline to all of you one by one. So you not say I didn't teach it. I've taught you from the beginning to what? The end. I'm going to share the topics one by one. So even if another person is present, you must sit down here and listen to the person. If you miss anyone you miss, you're losing mark. You just see you see your mark going. Maybe at the end you may even you may have your you may lose maybe at the end you may be short of 10 marks. Maybe your presentation you are scoring 5. Don't worry, I will take it from the quiz. If there are nothing in your quiz, I will wait for your exam. Then if nothing in your exam, I wait for your receipts. Then if you fail the class, you repeat, I wait for you the next session. I must take that mark from you because you're not serious. Am I communicating? Please tell others. Of course, you know me now. Once I want to do something, I will do it to the end. I will not look at your face. So take it seriously, because if you miss that one, I don't know how else I will help you. If you miss that revision and presentation, I don't know how else. I'll just be looking at you. You will fail wonderfully. Because it's so clear that you will fail. Am I communicating? So please tell others. Alright, so let's go over to what we have today. This is not the first time we've discussed tests for different dosage forms, right? So they're no longer new, right? We repeated the same thing in tablets, repeated the same thing in what? Capsule, the same test all over, the same test. The only difference here with suppository is that you have the one we call melting range test. Am I communicating? Melting range test. That one is there to just test if the suppository. Remember, this is just is a quality assurance procedure. Hope you know. Remember, I told you that is an in-process thing. You don't wait after the production of the whole batch, or after the production for the day. You go and start testing. What if there is an issue there? That means you cancel the whole batch. True of us. So it's an in-process thing. As the process, as we are producing, as you're manufacturing, you sampling what? You'll be picking samples, okay? Sampling them, going to the quantity what? Assurance, whatever, to confirm if it is what it is. Am I communicating? So if there's any issue, then you have to work on it immediately. So that's I think I have explained this. So I wouldn't waste time here again. I wouldn't waste time here. So the melting range test, it should melt at the what? At least at or close to the what? The body temperature, right? So the range, at least 36 degrees Celsius is okay. 37 is okay. The range should be close to that. Am I communicating? It should be what? Close to that. If not, there's a problem. Don't expect it to melt. Am I communicating? Maybe after if you test it, that you now realize that the range is far above 36 degrees was say maybe around 40 something. That was a problem. Remember, for some bases like the one that would dissolve or disperse in water, they can have up to 42 degrees Celsius, no problem. True of us, because that one, what it needs is just the fluid, right? The body fluid to interact with, and they will do what? Release the active ingredient. But if what it needs is temperature for it to melt, then it should be close to the what? The range should be close to the what? Body temperature. I don't want to waste time on this because we have a more present thing to talk about, which we have not heard before. Displacement what? Value. Displacement value. That one involves calculation. So that's why I wouldn't want to waste my time on this one, because we've talked about this on different occasions. True of us. So the softening time test. So this is not the first time we'll be talking about the softening time of what? Suppository. True of us. So you want to check whether the softening time is in order, right? So let us not waste time there. The breaking time, the breaking test. That one checks the what? The fluidity, right? Fluidity and the break tonus. Is this supposed to be vibrato? So if it's brittle, it's a problem. That means it can, if it fails the breaking test, that means it can easily what? Break up, right? So I won't waste time there. Disintegration. We mentioned this during in our lecture several times, even in this suppository. So that's why I wouldn't waste time. That's why it's good to come to lectures. Okay? Come to lectures, follow up the lectures. Because it builds up like this, like this, like this. You keep building. So if you miss the first one and fail to go and watch the video, I'm sorry for you. I am waiting for you. Are we together? So disintegration / dissolution. Now let me ask you a question. Do you think bases where supposedly where you use tuboma oil or other fatty base, do you bother yourself with dissolution time? Are you sure? Are you sure? Why do you say so? So you mean it cannot disintegrate? Eh? Okay, it melts. Are you sure? So disintegration is not a new thing to us, right? We discuss it in tablets, we discuss it in what? Capsules, and I wouldn't want to waste our time here. Anything there is just long stories, okay? Now, packaging of suppositories. We discussed how to package a temporarily prepared suppository in your first semester. I mentioned it. What do you use? What type of paper do you use? Eh? White grease paper. Grease what? Grease what? Grease what? Ah, you're missing something. God bless you, go far. Oh, it is. We discussed it. See, don't forget. See, this thing, I hope you know, is dispensing theory. Is dispensing theory. Forget that we break it down into 151, 152, 15, whatever, 25, whatever. It's dispensing. Dispensing is what? Dispensing. You don't study and throw away that one. Am I competing? Am I competing? Yes. Even if this is 152, I can sit down, give you question from any. So far, you have done it at all. I hope you are aware. Yes. I can sit down, give you question for that, even that 151. You have done that dispensing. It's dispensing. In your class exam, they are nothing like 35. It's dispensing, you see. Am I communicating? So study with that mindset. There are people that you come to class, you see their dispensing theory, notebook, material, flying the whole class. I will be like, what is wrong with these people? What is their problem? Something you should preserve. Not just about school issue. Also, even in your practice. You preserve them. They are what? Treasures. I'm not communicating. You preserve them. You see your note flying. Some even their school bag. The entire thing, the entire notebook, all the courses are in that bag, inside this place. What type of state is this? What type of state is this? I don't understand. I don't understand, seriously. Okay, let's continue, please. Okay, basically, whenever you are packaging suppository, ensure that they are packaged in such a way that they don't do what? Have contact with each other. Okay? Okay? So if they have contact with each other, it's a problem. They will stick, right? And other things will take place. True of us. So make sure you separate them in such a way that they don't have contact with what? Very important point. So they must be placed in a container in such a way that they do not touch what? Each other. Okay? Each other. Okay. So they can be wrapped with machine, they can be wrapped with what? Manually. Am I communicating? Yes, sir. They can be wrapped with machine, they can be wrapped what? Manually. Okay. Even though extemporaneously we have individually wrapped, but some are not what individually what wrapped. Are we together? So you place them. You can place them in what cardboard boxes, but that cardboard boxes will have issues because if you put them in cardboard boxes, they are not totally protected from where moisture. True of us, moisture, especially if the base is hygroscopic. Am I communicating? And so that one is also an issue. It's not even it's not even ideal. But for the container, ideally you can use glass or plastic what? Plastic container with screw top jars, glass jars or plastic what? Jars with screw what? Cap. Of course, remember you wrap them in such a way that they do not do what have contact. Remember, then that is ideal, the best choice for what packaging them, glass or plastic with what screw with screw top. So that is basically what you use. So as I said before now that cardboard may not be is not the best because they will offer just little protection from moisture and even heat self and even from heat, especially for hygroscopic what shelf life. Basically you can target up to, you can still you know that suppository is a relatively stable exogenous preparation to compare with most of the other preparations. It's relatively more what stable, so you can stay up to 1 month. It's okay. You can stay up to 4 weeks. Okay, it's okay. I'm not complicating. So the shelf life, extemporaneous one, can stay up to what 4 weeks. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Good. So then, if you want to label, if you want to label the container, you can provide information like something like, of course, basically you should indicate how the patient will use it now. That one is normal, right? That one is normal. Okay, you've not done your practical. The direction for use should be there on the what? The name should be there on the label. The strength or whatever. Then the direction for use should be there. Then the other additional information that should be there as well, store in a cool place. Of course, you should know that one, right? Store in a cool place. It doesn't need high what temperature. Then for rectal use only. For rectal use what only is okay. Then you can also put for vaginal use, depending on the one you are. If it's pessary, you indicate for vaginal use only. If it is a rectal suppository, you indicate what for rectal use only. Are we together? So basically that's what you see. That's what you see in this. That's for what? Storage, okay? For what? Storage. Now, of course, most time, in fact, you see it in what? Place in the what? Refrigerator. Not inside the deep freezer. Not inside the what? The deep freezer. You can just be by the side, okay? Where you have a cool what? All right. So, are we together? Are we together? Good. So, naturally, in as much as we have, you can mold separately and package separately. There's what is called, sometimes you have what is called in what? Say it, in what? So you're not going to listen. They play. In what? In package what? In package what? Okay. So here now, both the molding and packaging is taking place what? Simultaneously. Are we together? Simultaneously. So this one is advanced. So a significant advance in suppository manufacture is the development of what? Automated method for molding suppository. Here now, for molding suppository, you mold and you mold it directly inside their what? Wrapping what? Materials. Okay? You mold directly inside the what? Wrapping material. So it makes it faster, and to avoid a lot of things, which I will list. It has its own advantages. So in package what mold, you mold only inside the what packaging what wrapping materials. So you can use plastic or alu foil for such packaging, for such wrapping. Now here you have what. Why do we do that? What is the advantage, or what are the advantages of this? One is that it increases what production what rates. It increases what production what rates. Now no need for what no generation of what scrapping, and no bulk handling, and you can also help to maintain strict what temperature what control. So in packaging and storage, just note that how to wrap it individually, what type of material you can use for its temperatures anyway. Then you also talk about the container itself, okay? Then labeling, direction for use, and other additional information, okay? Then for the what is it called? We've discussed the what packaging, or what is it called? The test, which is not a new thing to us. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So now let us now go to displacement what value. After that, we are done, as in done, with 152, and I will beat my chest that I fought the good fight to ensure that you learn what you are supposed to do, learn. So if you did not, by now, all the lectures from the beginning, the videos are there from the beginning to the end. Help yourself if you want to. If not, if you don't want to help yourself, I am waiting for you. I know where I wait for you. Are we together? Good.
Yes, sir.
Now let's look at displacement value. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. You know that in the mold, we have the base. You know what I told you, that the base is very, very important. If not, yes, apart from the active ingredient, the base is the most important thing. If base has issue, then whatever you are doing is nonsense. True of us. Now, the base now, if you add the active ingredient, the base set easy, right? It's set, right? And if it's melted, it's in molten form, right? Now, if you add, okay, try making pap now, your pap, okay? Try making your pap and try to add, maybe the pap fill the cup, right? Then try adding something else, maybe anything that has density. Add it there. You notice that some of the pap will start doing what? Coming out. Three of us, they will start doing what? Coming out. Am I communicating? Now, the same thing, bring it now back to what? Suppository. Or even candle wax. Pour it in melted one in a container or a tube or whatever. Then add something else. It will start coming out. Three of us. Now, what that one that comes out, means that what you added displaced some amount of that candle was. True of us. Now, when you have the mold, when you mix, you only have a particular amount of the suppository base you want to use. Am I communicating? No, I mean the entire suppository you want to produce. Let's assume the entire suppository you want to produce is 1 gram, right? 1 gram. Then if you mix, to be able to know the exact amount of the base you are going to use, be careful of what you are adding. Or if you add anything, that thing you added will displace some amount of that base. Now, amount displaced by different ingredients are not the same. Some displaces more than what? Others. Am I communicating? Some displace more than what? Others. And if you don't put this into consideration, you know, this case now, it will not pour. You know everything is in that what? Everything is in the motive for you mix it, right? Yes. Now, if you don't take such into consideration, you may end up producing suppository that is overweight. Am I communicating? That is what? Overweight. And the weight variation also affects the amount of ingredient, active what? Ingredients that you are delivering. So to avoid that, you consider what is called displacement value for each of these ingredients. So each of these ingredients, they have their own displacement value. We call it what? DV. Are we together? We call it what? DV. So with that now, let us define displacement value of a substance. D as in DV. D and V. With this now, let us define displacement what? Value. Now, before we go into that, before we go into that, there's a standard they use in this calculation, and that standard is what? Theobroma oil. The standard base is what? Theobroma what? Oil. So they use theobroma oil as a standard in calculation of this displacement value for each of these ingredients. So with this now, we can define displacement value as the amount or the weight, as the amount or simply the weight of a drug or substance that would displace 1 gram of theobroma oil. Displacement value of a drug is the amount in weight, that is weight, or simply use weight. Use weight, I think let's use weight. Is the weight of the what? The drug that would displace 1 gram of what? Theobroma oil, which is taken as what? The standard, okay? Now displace 1 gram of what? Theobroma oil. If you look at our course material, you will see list of drugs, medicaments, right? Yes, with their respective theobroma oil. Can you see it? Yes. Good. If you look at the course material, you will see aspirin, right? Yes. You will see aspirin 1.1. Displacement value of aspirin is what? 1.1. What is the implication? What it implies is that 1.1 gram of aspirin, 1.1 gram of aspirin will displace 1 gram of what? Theobroma oil. That's the meaning. You see bismuth subgalate 2.7. What it means is that 2.7 grams of what? Bismuth what? Subgalate will displace 1 gram of what? Theobroma oil. Please, this should be in gram, please. The weight should be in what? Gram. Please, know that point. You see chlorohydrate there, which is what? 1.4. So what it means is that, please, displacement value has no unit. So I heard someone said 1.4 gram now. No, displacement value of chlorohydrate is not 1.4 gram. It's simply what? 1.4. So what this means is that 1.4 gram of what? Chlorohydrate will displace what? 1 gram of what? Theobroma oil. Is it clear? Yes. So the same thing, if you go down, the last one here is zinc oxide. It has displacement value of what? 4.7. What it means is that 4.7 gram of zinc oxide will displace what? 1 gram of what? Theobroma oil. So with this, you can do calculations for. But this theobroma oil is for represent the fatty bases, okay? Now, the one that represent the non-fatty bases, the one lipid, water, what hydrophilic, whether dispersible or not, is glyco what? Glyco what? Gelatin what? Base. Okay, that one, but that glyco gelatin base is also in a way dependent on that of what? Theobroma oil. Let's assume you are giving something to calculate. Maybe you are giving you are told to calculate the amount of a particular active ingredient that should be incorporated in what? In glycogelatin base. What it means is that, are we together? Yes, sir. What it means is that you do you do as if you are doing calculation for what? For what? Jojoba oil. Then when you are done, you now find its proportion using what? Glycogelatin base, because it has been established. It has been established that 1.2 gram of glycogelatin base is equivalent to what? 1 gram of what? Theobroma oil. Don't worry, we will get there. So with this now, I want to start the calculation. I will do this calculation into about three different ways. The first one is to check using what? Fatty basis. Okay, using fatty basis, which is theobroma oil. Then we calculate for when you have just single what? Ingredients, active ingredient, and when you have more than one, we do that one. Then we now check for using what? Glycogelatin what? Base. That's what we do. And when we are done with this, we say bye bye to 152 lectures. So let's go over to what? Waxy or oily basis. Let's look at. I'll give a question. So I want it to be question oriented, so it will make more sense. Are we together? So our reference book here is Introduction to Pharmaceutical Calculations by Judith A. Rees, Ian Smith, and Jenny Watson, 4th edition. So that's where I'll pick some quick questions now on this displacement what? Value of what? Suppository. Are we together? Are we together? So by the time we enter second year, you start looking at specific volume. Specific volume and the displacement value, they are related, but the displacement value is more on the what? Solids, while specific volume is more solid and liquid, or liquid. Am I communicating? But the one that concerns us here now is what? Displacement value, because of suppository we are what? Treating. So I will pick some questions here, then solve it, then it will help you to understand what you're talking about. Who can write this in for us on the board? Who? Someone should come and write on the board the question. Someone should come and do it fast. Write this example 9.9. Let's start there. Write it here. Example 9.9. All right, thank you very much. So let's look at the question. The question says, are you done? Okay, put it down first so we can. Block your view. Sorry. Shall we? Shall we? All right, so now the question says a pharmacist has to prepare 6 suppositories for a patient. Is this extemporaneous? Is it extemporaneous? The patient is waiting, right? Good. So it's extemporaneous, right? So a pharmacist has to prepare 6 suppositories for a patient. Each suppository to be made in a nominal 1 gram mold and to contain 0.4 gram of bismuth subgallate. Full stop. Calculate the amount of the base, which is Todoma oil now, that the pharmacist will need to use. Now, the first thing we should note is that the mold itself is calibrated to hold what? 1 gram. Am I communicating? That's what is calibrated to hold. Now, and in practice, it's meant to prepare 6 suppository, right? But hope you know that in practice, you should target for about 8, so that at the end you will not have issues. True of us, yeah. But this is just calculation, so I wouldn't want to go into that, okay? But if you have, if I may look for a question that has to do with overage, so you know how to do it when you are faced with such. But I'll just do normal calculation, because if you understand this, that's where you can do that one, okay? So we just do for 6, just use it the way it is. Just assume that all things being equal, no loss, okay? All things being equal, no loss. So let's just do it. Now, the number of suppository is 6 suppository, and inside that suppository, inside this one of the suppository, you have the bismuth subgallate inside it and the base, another ingredient, right? But our interest is on the bismuth subgallate and the what? Base. Now, because they want you to know, to calculate the amount of base that you need to what? To use to prepare this. Because bismuth subgallate has displacement value, you must put it into what? Consideration. If not, you produce a heavily overweight suppository that will not make sense. Am I communicating? Now, so what you do is this. Remember in the method, remember when we discussed preparation of suppository, you add the what is it called? The drug and other additives, right? You mix them, then at the end, you prepare the base, right? You make the base, then you prepare and have in back, right? So you add water. When you are done, you prepare a liquid consistency of that mixture, the drug and other additives, right? You divide it into two, right? Then add the first portion to the what? The base, the melted base, right? Then mix properly. Now, want to make cake now, just assume that what you are preparing now is actually what? Bismuth subgallate. You have to calculate the quantity to know that quantity of base you will melt. If not, you have issues. So now, if you now come back here now, you now realize that for one suppository, what's the amount of bismuth subgallate that should be there? 0.4 gram. But you are preparing 6 suppository, right? So for 6 suppositories, what will be the amount of bismuth subgallate that will be in 6 suppositories? 2.4. So for 6 suppositories, right? The amount of what? I'll use BS for bismuth subgallate, okay? Is equal to what? Is what? 0. What? Times what? Which is what? 2.4 gram. 2.4 gram. Now, because the base is the most is the ingredient with the highest number of the quantity is more, is have the highest quantity, right? To compare with other ingredients. That's why the base determines the consistency of the suppository. That's why if your base has low viscosity, you will produce watery one. True of us, that can melt easy. True of us. Now, so with that at the back of our mind, we can just assume, okay, let's assume that in that one of the mode, let's assume that we have 1 gram of what? You fill it with 1 gram of what? Base alone. Okay? You do okay that if you have the base, have this as you can have this assumption that if one of the modes is filled with only what the base, that means you have 1 gram of the base, right? Now for the 6 suppository, you have about what? 6 gram of the base that will occupy the 6 suppository. You assume that the base alone in the mode is just 6 gram, right? Now if you that assumption that if you are pouring just only the base alone, which you are not doing, only the base alone, you have for that 1 gram nominal, you have 46 watts. 46 watts modes. Now you have what amount of base alone is what? 1 gram times 6, right? It's equal to what? 6 gram. Now, so don't know what is assumption. So what is it you don't understand there? I say that which you are assuming now that you because the mode, the base is the one that have the highest number of what? The highest quantity now in the suppository. You can just close the eye and say, okay, let me assume that it's only the base alone I have in this mode. I'm not forgetting. So that means for the 6 mode, you have what? 6 gram of what? Of what? Theobroma what? Oil. Let me use TO, okay? For theobroma oil. Now, watch out. If you get 2.4 gram of the bismuth and incorporate in this 6 gram into offshoot, true of us? Good. So you want to know the amount of this theobroma oil that will be displaced from this 6 gram if you add what? Some bismuth subgallate. That's what we want to calculate now. So this will take us to what? The displacement value of what? Bismuth subgallate, which is what? 2.7. So if the displacement value of bismuth subgallate is 2.7, what it means is that 2.7 gram of bismuth subgallate will displace 1 gram of what? Theobroma oil. That's meaning, right? So 2.7 gram of what? Is 2.7. Bismuth subgallate. The BV is 2.7, right? So that's where we got this from, okay? 2.7 gram of bismuth subgallate will displace what? 1 gram of what? Theobroma what? Oil. Is it clear?
Yes.
Now, what amount of theobroma oil will this 2.4 gram of bismuth of gallate displace? Therefore, 2.7 gram of bismuth of gallate or BS will now displace what? X. Are you following?
Yes.
So let's find this X. Okay, you haven't seen the board. Okay, sorry. Can you see it now? Yeah. Okay, now. Is that right? Let me shift well.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Uncle.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Fine.
I say, how are you?
Fine. I said fine.
Reduce the volume.
Okay, thank you. Right, so let's continue. So 2.7 gram of bismuth of gallate will do what? Displace 1 gram of what? Theobroma oil, right? Now, please, someone should come here and be shifting this thing. Come. Come and shift. You, come and shift it. Help us. Push it there so they can see the board. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Can you see it now? Let's continue. So 2.7 gram from the DV of bismuth of gallate, right? 2.7 gram of bismuth of gallate will displace what? 1 gram of theobroma oil. But we want to know the amount of theobroma oil that will be displaced by this 2.4 gram of bismuth of gallate. We have done the calculation that the entire sea suppository will contain 2.4 gram of bismuth of gallate. True of us?
Yes,
We want to know the amount of theobroma oil that will be displaced by that 2.4 gram. From the DV of bismuth of gallate, 2.7 gram will displace what? 1 gram of theobroma oil. Therefore, 2.4 gram of bismuth of gallate will displace what amount? What's the answer? Okay, leave it at 0.89, okay? 0.89 gram of what? Of what? So this means that 2.4 gram of what? Of bismuth what? Subgallate will do what? Displace what? 0.89 gram of what? Theobroma oil. Is it clear? Is it clear? Good. So 2.4 gram of bismuth subgallate will displace 8.9 gram of what? Theobroma oil. So what it means is that before you incorporate theobroma oil, bismuth subgallate in the base, you must remove 0.89 gram from where? From where? 6 gram. Before you incorporate bismuth subgallate inside in this theobroma oil, you must remove this what? 0.89 from the what? 6 gram. If you don't remove it and add this bismuth subgallate inside this, the total weight will be this thing. The total weight will now be 6 plus 0.89. You're having 6.89. Are we together? Are we together? So to avoid that, you have to remove from where? 6 gram. To give you the exact amount of what? Theobroma oil you need. So the amount of theobroma oil you need will now become what? Amount of what? Theobroma oil needed will now be what? 6 gram minus what? 0.89 gram, which is what? 5.11 gram. So the amount of theobroma oil you need is what? 5.11 gram. Now, if that is the case, now you can now write the proper formula for this what? Preparation. You have, can I clean here? Can I clean here? So you cannot have something like this. You cannot have something like this. Is this dirtying my board or what? Instead of cleaning my board, the thing is dirty. Is this messing up the board? So the formula you need for this preparation is now something like this. Here you have the amount of each of these ingredients. Here you have bismuth what? Sub what? Sub what? Is what? Is what? 2.4 what? Gram, right? Then fiobroma oil is what? 5 point what? So total weight of suppository is now what? Is what? Yes. 7 point what? 51 gram. I will explain why it's 7.51 gram. Now look up. This is 7.151 gram, right? Good. Remember, this is for the total 6 suppository, right? This is that melted mixture now. That molten mixture you have prepared and mixed well. You will now pour in molds, right? Two of us, you now pour in the molds to get 6 what? Suppository. So if you now want to calculate the weight of each of suppository, if you want to calculate the weight of each of the suppository, you divide 7.51 by what? 6. Good. By 6. So weight of each suppository is now what? Weight of each what? Suppository is what? 7.51 over what? 6. Is what? 1 point what? 25 gram. Good. 1 point what? 25 gram. This thing has implication. Are you done? Maybe I'll stay here. Is it blocking anybody? It's blocking you too. There's something when you are done, there's something I want to talk about the implication of that 1.25 there. Okay? Are we together? Yes. So when you are done, I want to talk about the implication of that 1.25. Why is it 1.25? It's instead of exactly what? 1 gram. There's a reason for that. There are some you get to below 1 self. They are also tell you the reason why we have such. If you are done, let me know. So now listen carefully. If the displacement value of any drug is above 1, if the displacement value of any drug is above 1, am I communicating? Yes. And you use it to formulate, at the end the suppository you produce will be slightly above the nominal weight. Okay? Nominal weight, yeah, give it. Am I computing? If the displacement value of the base you use is above 1, is above what? 1. At the end, the suppository you produce will be slightly above the nominal weight, the nominal weight of the mold used. Hey. Yes, sorry. Thank you for that. I mean the drug, not the base. I said that if the DV of the drug itself, not base, sorry. If the DV of the drug itself has DV above what? 1. Am I communicating? Above what? 1. Now, if you use it to produce suppository, that the weight of the suppository will be slightly above the weight of the what? The nominal weight of the mold you used. But if the DV of the drug is less than what? 1, after production, the weight of suppository will be slightly less than the nominal weight of the what? Suppository mold you used. That's why if you look at it, what is the nominal weight of the mold here? 1, right? That's why it's 1.25. Am I computing? Because the DV of this is 2 point what? 2 point what? Is even up to 2 twice the what? twice, more than twice, 2.7 times more than 2.71 more than 1. True of us? 2.7. But I say that if it's above 1, but this one is 2.7. You say what? Okay, it's 2.7. Don't worry, by the time we solve now. Any confusion here, please call my attention. Let me explain more. Because this one is even the simplest one, safe here. Any confusion here, please don't keep quiet. Let me explain. Look at the question you are given now. Read that question.
The pharmacist has to prepare 6 suppositories for a patient. Each suppository to be made in a nominal.
A mode of nominal weight of what? 1 gram. True of us. And I said that if the DV of the active ingredient is above 1, is greater than 1, the suppository you produce will be above the what? Nominal weight of the mode you used. But if it is less than, if the DV of the drug is less than 1, that suppository, the weight will be what? Less than the nominal weight he used. Is it clear? That is the weight of the suppository mode, okay? So let's look at another question. Let's go to a situation whereby you have suppository, you have a drug with displacement value less than what? 1. So we cannot compare with this, and I think that will help you to understand what I'm talking about. Because someone should come and copy it on the board. Who? Cynthia come out like who? Adaya, come. Adaya, come now. All because Sunday Adaya now after Abba. Others now Jugodo. Number example 9.10 fast. Fast, no time. In school. I have nothing.
We are my church.
After copy to your notes. Here's your notes. Why are you not copying notes? You don't want to copy. You should copy it. Please, hello, please, no noise, please. People are having lectures here. Please, no noise, please. Hello, please, no noise, please. Please, can the last I checked, you copy with your hands, right? I don't know whether they started copying with mouth. Please, no noise, please. It's your hair. Are you okay? Yeah. How's that? Since when? See a doctor. Is it that place you did? Please see a doctor. You can go back to the hospital again, okay? So this what you call copy is
If she gave it,
what ready when we're ready on the board? Hey. Ah. Coach PP. Is it my phone? Hello? I'm in class now. Can we talk later? All right. Where's your note? Huh? Is it what? So where's your note now? Why? You what? So after I copy your note. So this is where you read a course as important as divinity. Huh? Is it what? Okay. What's that? Any issue?
no, sir. Oh yeah. No,
Okay. Only have this bed. Why now? Can't it wait? Cassie, why not 19? Huh? So what are you?
Wait. Wait, I'm writing.
Yeah.
Like, which
You start writing when she's through. When I'll be on board, some question you are writing. Ah!
No, I'll be listening to you.
Okay now. You. Where is your note? You not talk Lana. Your note. Carry your note. You can put your notes. Are you back with Namaba?
So, hey.
But just the question alone, are you done? Alright, please, no time to waste. Let's solve this one. Let's solve this one. No time to waste. Hello? The question says, okay, calculate the quantities Calculate the quantities required to prepare. Calculate the quantities required to prepare sufficient suppository mixture for 12 1 gram suppositories each, containing 50 milligram of what? Menthol in theobroma oil. What will each suppository weigh? That's the first question. Second question, assume that the method of preparation means that the pharmacist will need to make an excess of the what? Mixture. And so it will be necessary to calculate the quantities for the preparation of what? 15 suppositories. So that one I mentioned before now. They are meant to prepare how many? 12. But they added overage of what? 3, right? Making it 12, 15 what? So we will calculate for 15 suppository. But what you are pouring, we only pour in 12 molds. Am I committing? So that we will take care of any what loss. Okay, good. Now, so we get at the back of our mind. So whatever we do, we will do the same thing we did in the first one. But now we are calculating for what? 15 suppositories. So we solution. First of all, let's calculate the amount of what is the drug here now? What is menthol in what? Good. So now let's calculate each one suppository will contain what amount of menthol? What you have to move this to what? Hope you know, right? Good. Now, so we want to calculate the amount for what? For 15 suppository, right? One suppository contains 50 milligram, right? So 15 suppository will contain how many milligram? Don't want to get there. Okay, just look up. So for 15 watts, amount of menthol, okay, for 15 suppositories, right, is equal to what? 50 milligram times what? Times what? Which is what? Which is how many gram? Because 1,000 milligram is 1 gram. Agreed? 1,000 milligram is 1 gram. So if you move 750 milligram to gram, it becomes 0.75 gram. So which is what? So the amount of menthol in the 15 suppository is actually what? 0.75 what? Gram. Are we together? Yes. Now, so this is the one the denominator we are talking about, right? 1 gram what? Suppository. I'll make a microcomputer. So the 1 mole should hold 1 what? Gram what? Which is right. Now let's assume that the entire mold is only what? Tuber oil that is there, right? Yes. Now, so for theobroma oil only, we have what? 15 watts times what? 1 gram, which is what? 15 watts gram. All right. We have 15 watts gram. Now, what is the displacement value of menthol? Is not there? Okay, put it down, 0.7. Put it down, 0.7. Okay? Put it down. 0.7. Don't worry, if I give you a question, I'll give you the DV, okay? Is what? 0.7. Okay. So this displacement value of menthol is what? 0.7. So if the displacement value of menthol is 0.7, what is the implication?
1 gram. 1 gram. 2.7.
So what it means that 0.7 gram of menthol will displace 1 gram of what? Theobroma oil. That's the meaning. So we now come back here. 0.7 gram of what? Menthol, right? Displaces what? 1 gram of what? Theobroma oil. Therefore, what amount will 0.75 gram displace? Therefore, 0.75 gram of menthol would displace X, right? So X is now equal to what? We'll multiply 0.75 gram times what? 1 gram over what? Which is what? 1 point what? 1.07 gram of what? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Are we together? So 0.75 gram of menthol will displace 1.07 gram of what? Theobroma oil, right? Good. Can I clean here?
Yes, sir.
Remember that we have already said that we have already assumed that if you have only the base, what will be the weight of the base in the 15 suppository? If you have only the base, what will be the weight of the base? 15 gram, right? Only the base alone, right? For the 15 suppository is what? 15 gram. Now, the amount of the base the actual amount of the base you need before you can incorporate this is now equal to what? Amount of what? Theobroma oil needed is now equal to what? Is what? That's where the issue lies now. So the amount of the base needed is now what? Please always don't always put your unit, okay? Continue. Good. 15 gram minus what? 1.07. Yes. It's actually what? 15 gram minus what? 1.07 gram. What's the answer? 9 what? 93 gram. So 13 point what? 93 gram. 13 point what? 93 gram. Now, this is the amount of the what? Theobroma oil you need. So look at the formula for the preparation now. The formula is now what? You have menthol. How much? Menthol how much? 1 point what? 07. Right? Gram. Then oil is how many? How much? How many? What? 13 point what? Sorry. Is what? Everything is now what? Anywhere wrong? Anywhere wrong? Is there anywhere wrong? Okay, please, where is the error? Tell me, please. I want to know. Kunda fundia. No, the one. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Let's correct it. It's okay. What is the amount of menthol? Okay, I will just following you up and down. Is what? Please, thank you for that. 0 point what? 1.07 is the amount of tubular oil displaced, right? Please, we should not add it again. This is what 0.1. So add it up. What's the answer? 14 point what? 68. So this 14.68 gram is the weight of the molten whatever the mixture you want to pour into the mold, right? Right? And this is for 15 suppository, right? Now, if let's now calculate the weight for one suppository. If this is for 15 suppository, what will be the weight for one suppository? What's the answer? Weight of one suppository is now equal to what? 14 point what? 68 gram over what? Yeah, is what? 0.98 gram. What did you notice here? It's less than this nominal rate, right? True or false? Because the displacement value of menthol is less than 1, is 0.7. That's why the weight of one suppository is 0.98, less than the what the nominal weight we use, which is 1 gram. Are we together? Are we together? Someone said no. Who said no? Who said no? Nobody again. The person has appeared. Okay, now. So we have solved the question that deals with, we are in fatty basis, right? Then we solve the question that when the dV is less than 1, right? And when the dV is above 1. And we are still under solving when you have only one ingredient, okay? Now let's solve a question that has to do with when you have more than one active ingredient, okay? That's the next thing we will do now, how to calculate it when you have more than one active ingredient. Are we together? Yes. We are still in fatty basis. I told you we'll do for fatty base, and we'll do for what? Glycemic gelatin base. Then under the fatty base, we have done for the one you have. We are in the one we have one. We are the one we have only one active ingredient, and one more than one. And under the one that has only one active ingredient, we have done the one for that has the dV less than what? 1. And we've done the one that has the dV above 1. And the implication in the weight of the what? On the weight of the what? Suppository. Now we want to treat the one that has to do with more than one ingredient, active ingredient. So that's the next question now. Can we clean this? Yes. Please, fast. Who will write for us this time around? Who? Okay, Stephen, Aya. Check if it's writing well. If not, take another one. Is it writing well? Okay. Who said that? So, okay, example 9.11. Example 9.11. If we are not remember, what are you doing here? Go back to your seat. I wait. She's supposed to be here. I remember. I thought I told you to be staying here. Yes. I'll go and get your books and come here fast. Also, fast. Also, why do you come late today? Uh, why? Why do you come late today? Now you are confused now. You are battling to understand it. Why do you come late? Huh? Any problem? Any issue? Hmm? I said, take your bag and go there. Take it first and go there. If you come back, you stay there. Also. And if you keep it, you bring out your name. I want to see what I copy in. Character. Are you done? Let me see. Okay, it's okay. All right, please. This question is also a continuation of that first one. Okay, is a continuation of the mentor what suppository. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
If you look at how the question started, you will realize that it's a continuation of that of mentor. That last one we saw. Yes, it's a continuation. They just added paracetamol. They are saying assuming that suppository also contains what? Paracetamol. Okay, so we are not assuming that it also that inside that suppository we have what? Menthol and what? Paracetamol. So now let us take it off from there. So the question says, assume that the menthol suppositories in the above calculation, that last one, okay, are each to contain 300 milligram of what? Paracetamol in addition to what? Menthol. Calculate the weight of the base required to produce the same quantity of the what? Suppository mixtures. Okay, so we have solved for the amount. See where we start. We have solved for the amount of menthol for the 15 suppository, right? We'll keep it at the side. 3 of us.
Yes, sir.
Then we will now solve the amount of paracetamol required for the same 15 what? Suppository, right? So solution. Solution. Now look up. So for the 15 suppository, the amount of paracetamol for the 15 suppository is what? Amount of PCM for the 15 what? Is what? 300 milligram times what? 15, which is what? 12 what? 4,500 what? Which is how many gram? 4.5 gram. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Are we together? Now, displacement of paracetamol is let me confirm.
1.5.
Is there? Is it there?
Yeah.
Good. 1.5. Thank you. So dV, remember that dV of paracetamol is what? 1.5. So if the dV of paracetamol is 1.5, what it means is that 1.5 gram of paracetamol will displace 1 gram of what? Theobroma oil. So 1.5 gram of what? Paracetamol displaces 1 gram of what? Theobroma oil. So if 1.5 gram of paracetamol displaces 1 gram of theobroma oil, 4.5 gram will displace what? Will displace X, right? So X is now equal to what? 4.5 gram times 1 gram over what? Gram cancel gram. We have what? 3 gram. So 4.5 gram of paracetamol would displace 1 gram of 3 gram of what? Theobroma oil. Remember, when we saw for menthol, 0.75 gram of menthol, that's what we need for the 50 suppository, right? 0.75 gram of menthol displace what amount of theobroma oil? 1 point what? So what you will do, we will add the amount of theobroma oil displaced by paracetamol to the amount of theobroma oil displaced by what? Menthol. Then we subtract the total from 15 gram. From 15 gram. That will give us the amount of base you need to produce a suppository containing what? Menthol and what? Theobroma and what? Paracetamol. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, where is the point of? Who said no? Okay, where is the point of conclusion? Let's. I should repeat what I just said now. Okay, let's say, okay, listen, but you go to this extent, right? 3 gram, it's good. I said here that this means that 4.5 gram of paracetamol will displace 3 gram of what? You know that you know that both paracetamol and theobroma oil are in that suppository. So this one will displace in its own. This one will also do what? The displace its own. So the total amount of theobroma oil that will be displaced is the amount of the one displaced by paracetamol plus the amount of the one displaced by what? Menthol. If you add it together, so if you now want to know the actual amount of TO you need, you subtract that total from 15 gram. It will give you the amount of what? Theobroma oil you will need, because each of them are displacing their own. So if you want to know their total effect, you must add their individual effect, their individual displacement together, before you can now know the amount of what? Theobroma oil you need to compound a suppository that contains 2 of them. Is it clear? So we have done that one for what? Menthol and got what? 1.07. So we did this one now and got what? So total, can I clean here? So total amount. So what you now write is this. No need repeating for menthol again now. So total amount of theobroma oil displaced by menthol and paracetamol PCM is equal to what? 1 point what? Plus what? Which is what? 4.07 gram. So this is the total amount of theobroma oil displaced by these 2 ingredients. So remember that we are assuming that the entire this thing is 15 gram for what? Theobroma oil. So if you don't want to know the actual amount of theobroma oil you need, therefore, amount of theobroma oil needed will now be what? 15 gram minus what? 4.07 gram, which is what? 10 point what? 93 gram. So 10.93 gram of theobroma oil is what you need for this formulation, for this production. So let's now write down the formula. The formula will now look like this. The formula will now look like this. Watch out. You have menthol. 0. What? You have paracetamol. 3 what?
3 grams.
Then we have theobroma oil.
10.9.
Is what? 10 point what?
9.
So the total weight of the mixture will not be what?
4.5 grams.
There you are.
It's 4.5.
It's okay. It's okay. Please, I think this calls for explanation. Yes, let me explain this again. You see, this means that some human beings here do not understand what I said. Please, this is paracetamol. This 3 grams is the amount of theobroma oil displaced by the paracetamol. The amount of paracetamol is what? I will just write now without thinking. Is what? So those ones that call 3 grams, do you not understand it? They won't talk now.
Yes.
Who told me? Who told me 3 grams? This is here. Ella, Oguma, you now understand it, right? Good. So the main thing is to understand what you are doing, okay? Please. If you grab it now, you have grabbed it. So the total is what? 15 point what? 1 person, please. Or 16 or 15? 16. 16 point what? 1.8 gram. This is the weight of the entire for 15 suppository, right? Now let's calculate for weight of 1 suppository is now what? 16 point what? Over what? 15, right? Which is what? Which is what? 1.08 what? Is this 08 or 09? Now look at this. Yeah. Is what? Okay. 3 grams where? No, this is the weight of theobroma oil displaced by paracetamol. 4.5 is just the amount of paracetamol, but this one is the amount of theobroma oil displaced by paracetamol is 3 grams. Look at it. The total amount of theobroma oil displaced by menthol and paracetamol is equal to what? 1.07 gram plus 3 grams. Don't worry, for those, don't worry, those ones you meet, the link will be available soon. Go and watch it. Is you will understand it. I'm Ezioku now. If you don't have data, don't worry. If you don't have data, just try and meet me. I will transfer it to you. You go and watch. Okay, are we together? If you don't have data, just meet me. I'll transfer it to you. Go and watch. If you fail this course, you fail yourself. Understand it. Okay, so it's 1.0 what? So weight of 1 suppository is what? 1 point what? 1.08. So now look at watch. Hello, are we together? Now, if you watch, look at if you watch, the weight, the nominal weight is what? 1 gram, right? But the weight has come up to what? Why? Because of the BV of paracetamol, which is 1.5. So it increased the weight to what? 1.0. And even the paracetamol is also less than 1. Everything will be what? Is it clear? Is that what? I don't forget here. Alright, so now this is a situation where you have more than one word active ingredient.